The Last of Us is a great game, although it could be better if it didn't start from the perspective of a little girl, but instead start with two teenagers having premarital sex right before they die by a zombie. While walking around the house looking for my dad, I noticed the TV in his room showing absolute destruction, but I actually had pity because it's actually happening in my town instead of U Lane or U Plane or whatever the name of that made up place is. I found my dad Joel and he said our neighbors were acting strange, but not touching on me strange though. Joel shoots Mr. Cooper. Me, Joel, and his brother Tommy headed for the highway cause that's the least expected way for someone to go at the start of an apocalypse. As we were driving, we saw this family begging for a ride, but buddy, Bane Bus is out of service. We have no reason to pick you up. We got into a crash since there was too much traffic forcing us to move on feet. It's almost like the highway wasn't a good idea since everyone and their zombified mother thought of it. It doesn't take a genius to see that downtown isn't the safest place right now, so we decided to make our way to the outskirts of the city. Once we made it, this soldier shot at us while killing Sarah in the process. Like she's not even the one from the show. You had no right. It's been 20 years since the outbreak started. Now we live in this quarantine zone which is supposedly safe. I trust that just as much as I trust the past few presidents. Joel and his twin Tess are smugglers, and as we were about to make a deal, this happened. I told you, supposedly safe. I don't know why I just did quotation with my fingers like you can see me. Since the main way is a little occupied, we had to take a different route. And I actually already have a plan in case a zombie apocalypse were to happen. I would pack my bags and head straight for the highway because I'm sure no one else will think of that. And I'm sure if I stick with that plan, I'm guaranteed a cool 15 years of survival in the apocalypse. Anyways, Tess and I finally made it to the outside world, and I can confidently say Naughty Dog has the best rundown environments in video games. They literally always cook when it comes to it. But Naughty Dog, cook up some new games. As we continued exploring, we ran into this guy who was barely alive, begging me to put him out of his misery. Now, although I did it, I really shouldn't have because bullets are crazy rare. We made it to the slums, and I think that's a perfect name for it. You got the many black men, the selling of vicious dogs, the overly aggressive men, and the fight club. But we're here looking for this nigga named Robert. So we bribed this funny looking boy, and this nigga got to singing instantly, like, so we killed the guy or two.
Help! Help! Help me!
Until we finally found Robert, the Robert that we indubitably chased and indubitably killed. Though we only did it because he stole our guns and sold them to the Fireflies. So this girl named Marlene spawned out of nowhere and was like, "Homie, follow me to do this job that I can't tell you about until we get there, and I might just get your guns back if you allow me to ride it, Papa Joel." Why the fuck did I just do a Marge impression? As we were following Marlene, we ran into some federal soldiers, but it's okay because we all know that 3 middle-aged adults can take on an entire military all by themselves and not be scratched. We made it to this discreet location that Marlene was taking us to, and to my surprise, it wasn't a back door. Marlene actually wanted us to smuggle a little girl. They actually have a name for that, but we'll just stick to smuggling. Now that I think about it, I don't think entrusting Joel to watch after a young girl is a great idea. Cause we all know what happened last time. Flatline. Sleep forever. Like never waking up again. We waited until nightfall and we took Ellie to the outskirts. This is sounding pretty familiar. Though instead of Ellie dying, she actually helped us free ourselves when we got caught by a federal soldier. And in the process, we found out that Ellie was positive for having the infection. The plot thickens. Now that we alerted every federal soldier nearby, we made a quick escape. It may not have been the most efficient way, but we made it out alive. Unlike Joel's daughter. Our journey to the drop-off point continued through this rundown city. Like, do y'all ever wonder what it was like on the day of the infection? Like, can you imagine being on a plane with someone with the infection? Like, what do you do in that situation? Or could you imagine rubbing one out and you get interrupted by your zombified stepsis? Like, should you be scared or attracted? We ran into clickers. Clickers can suck my dick. We finally made it to the dropout point. Life couldn't be better. Ellie lived and none of us got bit by a zombie. I see I've spoken too soon. Tess decided to sacrifice herself so Ellie and I could get away. Though now Joel believes Ellie is actually the cure to this infection. So what if it only took the death of his best friend to realize that? Better late than never, am I right? Now it's just me and Ellie, a middle-aged man and a very young girl. Absolutely nothing will go wrong here. Well, it may once puberty hits if her mom had big enough knockers. Since Ellie's dropout point was in Utah, we needed a car to take us there. So we started to make our way to my good old pal's Billstown. On our way there, it was apparent Ellie was excited about being outside. She's such a nerd. Although it's kind of relatable. She got excited about geonomes, fireflies, music stores, and even vacant restaurants. It's clear that she never had a life before the virus, so she has a reason, you don't. I could tell we was getting closer to the homie Bill when I started to see tripwire that would explode if you walked through it everywhere I stepped. Although that's not a horrible idea since now that we're outside of the quarantine zone, there's more infected around in the fat hoes that's gonna cop block whenever you try to talk to they fine ass best friend. I'm sorry. I just had a flashback. We continued to look around until I ran into one of Bill's traps that left me hanging upside down. Is it strange if I say that this is one of my sex fantasies? After a while of shooting zombies while hanging upside down, the homie Bill came out of nowhere like an anime character after a training arc to save the day. When he saved us though, we got chased by a horde of zombies. So Ellie and I tried to sacrifice Bill since he attempted to kill us several times. So what if we're the ones trespassing in his home? Have some courtesy, man.
Who the fuck is this punk and what's she doing here?
I am none of your goddamn business, and we're here because you owe Joel some favors. You can start by taking these off.
It looks like Ellie and Bill are gonna make great friends. Bill shows us his home and it looks like it smells like crusty socks, fart, sweat, a tiny bit of fuck everybody. We start making our way to Bill's safe house so we can get stocked up to get the car. And Bill seems to really want to know where Tess is. So Joel lies. It's like Joel lies so much to the point where him lying is gonna make someone really close to him hate him one day for not telling him the truth about what really happened while they were unconscious. I don't know, that's just a hunch though. After killing a zombie or two, we made it to the car and we found Bill, ex quote-unquote friend, just hanging around. No, the joke still doesn't work. Okay, we give the 14-year-old the most important job, which is to push start the car. And it goes bad almost immediately. This is kind of similar to my first time driving. No one almost died, but my 14-year-old self-esteem surely died. I didn't even know which was the gas and which was the brake. I was more cooked than Drake after the beef. We successfully got the car running and Bill was already ready for us to leave.
Get the fuck out of my town.
I haven't felt this unwelcome since that time I was put in a group to do a project with 3 women right advocates. I was expecting there to be a cutaway, but I don't have Family Guy money yet. We made it to the next city and it looks pretty peaceful. If you omit the fact that a group of men threw sticks and stones at our car causing us to crash. Sticks and stones may not break my bones, but a car crash will. I quickly killed them all and then I decided to look around. And it's obvious these guys are cannibals. Though I won't shame them. Jeffrey Dahmer ate people and now he has a Netflix original. Who really up? As the story continues, you notice Joel and Ellie's relationship grow. It's pretty cute until you remember they're not related in any way. As we're making our way through a building, the elevator that we're standing on broke, causing Joel to fall down an entire building and say, like, nigga, no you are not. This is the part of the game where they finally introduce stalkers. Stalkers can really suck my d. And to make it worse, they threw in a bloater. I would usually make a your mom joke here, but I really grew as a person. Besides, me and your mom have been closer than ever. I finally made it out of that hellhole where I almost lost my life, but thanks to Ellie, I lived to see another day in an apocalypse. Yay.
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Now she's all sad and upset as if she's the one who almost made it out. Besides, she acts like she just caught her first body or something. So after killing all the enemy tangos in our way, I gave Ellie a gun now since I can trust her, and all of a sudden she's happy again. Women. As Ellie and I continued to push forward, we ran into two people who would make me a pretty penny back in the day named Henry and Sam. Joel instantly entrusted them. Although it took him an entire month to trust Ellie, it seems my nigga Joel took don't trust these hoes to the heart. We start working with Henry and Sam, and as soon as they got the chance, they left us to die. I haven't felt this betrayed since the time I told my guidance counselor about my problems. Oh yeah, still no family got money. Like and subscribe, bro. An armored truck began to chase me and Ellie, forcing us to jump off this bridge into the river. Though Henry and Sam came to save us, so we instantly forgave them. What a great idea that is. Everyone knows the zombies are never the problem in an apocalypse. The humans always are.